streaming and see what happens at YouTube. I don't even know if it's going to work. It says we're live again. All right. Very sorry for that interruption, everybody. We had a total power outage. It killed everything. Our overlay wasn't working. Amir. Let's see if it works. Hold on. One more thing. Sorry, everybody. I'm still trying to recover this show. We are watching the racing action. That looks like David Clymer and Terry Crouch fighting for second. And I think that was a change of position there. Terry Crouch moving into second. Andrew Leach, who you can see in the picture-in-picture, seems... Andrea Picci reminding me that I don't have my stream labels running. We're still trying to get up and running from the tragedy of the power outage. We are here for the Simpit patron race. I want to thank these guys. Oh, they can't hear me. I'm not back in their chat. We'll get that underway here in a moment, too. Andrea Peachy now subscribing on YouTube. Thank you very much. And a great moment to support the show, being that we are in the middle of a tragedy. But it looks like perhaps we have things working their way back to working. And it looks like our leaderboard might be actually working. Wouldn't that be outstanding? Andrew Leach leading the way, and it shows him by a 0.87 margin. We tune in with Andrew Leach. No, I show that being a lot more than that distance. Andrew Leach leading the way by 6.7 seconds. Terry Crouch in second. There's Terry, and he is just ahead of David Clymer. Terry Crouch in that yellow and red car. David Clymer in the gray and red with a little damage, it looks like. We missed some of that damage while we were away. And John Hill in that... Oh, David Clymer goes around. It looked like that might have been all by himself as we see other cars. David Clymer trying to come back on track. Oh, another car getting by. Let's go back and get a replay of David Clymer there. Coming into one, real difficult, all alone, and just a little hot. And sends the car around. So easy to do here as we tune back in live with David Clymer now running quite a bit back in the grid. Let's try to go back up front to Andrew Leach once again. His gap is narrowing. I show him at 5.9 seconds. So Terry Crouch hot in pursuit. And by my count, it shows these guys on lap number 10. Let's bring that leaderboard down, by the way. We don't need that anymore. And let's go ahead and try to get back in the Discord chat with the guys.
I shifted like 5,600 around there.
That was Phil Scrutton on the mic.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
I'm back. We're back. We're back live, everybody. Enjoying the race.
He survived
it was nice and quiet here for a bit.
It's about to get loud as I'm just looking through the group. It's hard. My thing's not keeping up. You guys look like some mayhem might have happened. I don't know. Phil Scrutton running in 13th.
Last I lost it on lap 2, dropped back to 12th, so I had to come back through.
Coming back through the grid. Kenneth
Whoa,
Estep
sorry about that.
in 17th. Kelly Bronstater in 14th. Troy Tyner in 18th.
My bad, Leaf. I didn't think I was that close.
Things are jumbled up a little
Jesus.
bit. Oh, Lonnie. No, that wasn't Lonnie.
Thank God it wasn't me that time.
That was Troy. What happened there to Troy Tyner?
He got
much
off in the dirt.
APC.
I have like 17 cars in the pit I can change to.
Whoa, just got a little loose there in the dirt. All right, as we go back live, let's go back to so much. My
Come on, you
scoring's
piece
not
of
working all that well. Andrew Leach now with a 4.9. Now you can see Terry back there in the yellow and red. Andrew Leach, my pick to win this race, by the way. Oh, goes off the track all by himself. Andrew Leach off into the grass, onto the asphalt, back on the track, and now look at this. Now we have a battle for the lead. Lots
Shaun
of momentum there by Terry. Terry coming up on that, going into that tough left-hander. Terry taking the inside line and making a clean pass for the lead. Andrew Leach back to second after that big mishap. Side by side once again into a right-hander. And Andrew gives way. Terry Leach gets a line. He can protect down low into this hard left-hander. And you can see a lapped car up ahead. That could be a factor as well. Great racing here for the lead. 12 of 28 laps in the Simpit Patron race, honoring the Simpit Patron Pit Crew team. These guys help make the show so much better. On the line for today's racing, this trophy right here. Winner takes the trophy, and we're going to do a random drawing. One of our Patron team members is going to win a Simpit t-shirt as well. Randomly, anybody, any member, not just the guys in this race, as we watch the battle for the lead continue. This battle is going to let John Hill, you see John Hill running in third now in that Momo Ferrari looking Spec Racer Ford. Ford versus Ferrari all mixed up into one car as we watch Terry protect low going into turn one. We've seen a lot of mishaps in turn one, but see, that is the hardest corner on the track today.
Sorry to scare you there, Lonnie. Oh, that's all right.
Great racing by these guys. Really showing some good respect to each other as well as hard racing. And but as they do that, ever closer, there's John Hill in that red car. Mr. Consistency. If you don't know John Hill, he contributes a lot behind the scenes. Good friend of mine. This guy won the Safest Driver Award and almost won Rookie of the Year at Lionheart Racing Series this last season. So never underestimate John Hill as he gets closer and closer as this battle continues for the lead.
Okay.
And as they come off that, every corner here seems to be difficult. Now that I sit here saying, oh, and then that corner, oh, yep. You know what? In this car, that corner's hard as well, especially when you're pushing like this. I see that Michael Hammett and Chris Phillips have both disconnected from the room, so they will no longer be in contention for the Simpit trophy.
Damn curb.
Yeah, I'll take
that didn't last long.
Curb.
Oh,
Almost followed you, Payne.
there we go.
Uh-oh.
Andrew Leach sitting right behind him.
Oh,
John
this is
Hill,
going to be interesting.
23.402 last time by Joe Antonio, moving up into the fourth position. Oh, and look at this battle we have going on. This got to be some lapped cars and a battle. That's David Payne in fifth.
Oh, this is
Right
all on the
with
same lap.
Anthony Morano in seventh. Grant Henderson in eighth. And we're sixth. We missed the sixth place there. David Clymer back up to ninth. Let's watch this battle here between Morano. Oh!
Oh! Wow, how did I hold on to that?
I can share it for this.
That was David Payne. Let's change our camera angle and get a replay of that moment for David. Bring on the pain. That was crazy as we watched a four-man battle for position. Going into this left-hander uphill. Not a lot of grip here. Not a lot of room. Little touchy-touchy. And David Payne just gets off into the grass. Does a great job of saving the car. And being still in this race, looks like he might drop back to the ninth position as Clymer moves up. Our scoring
a little.
Could be a little out of whack as we go back live. We're going to look forward back to that battle, which still rages on. Brandon Skinner in sixth, getting a little bit of a gap over Anthony Morano, with Grant Henderson right in tow, and David Clymer making a move to the inside on the very damaged Grant Henderson. I'm not sure he has the straight line speed to do much about it, but Clymer is going to be carrying a lot of corner speed into turn one on the inside tight. We've seen him make a mistake here before, but he holds on nicely and takes that position, now running in seventh. Morano doing everything he can to stay with Brandon Skinner, who now has a little gap and is now holding that 5th position in that black car. Morano in the orange and black right behind as we watch Brandon Skinner go off track. Lose a little bit of speed. Morano's going to get a run on him here, but this corner, there's not a lot of room. He's going to have to give way, and then it's slow and low around this hard left-hander. Not a lot of spots to make a move through that left-hander. This right-hander is such a weird corner. You got to have big huevos to make a move here. There's zero room through this chicane whatsoever. And then this left, you'll see guys taking different lines and getting a lot of different speed, but there's not a lot of room to work with, and it's a dangerous corner. So you're kind of stuck in tow. And you can see Skinner giving no draft whatsoever, diving to the inside, making it good. This is where it all happens. This final corner, Skinner going a little wide, missing apex, carrying a lot of speed. Morano maybe not matching the speed, but Clymer did, as Clymer now makes a run on Morano, trying to get that 6th spot from him as he looks to the inside. Not going to have enough speed. He's going to kind of check up, it looks like. And it is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7th position. Let's go ahead and try to find out what's going on. We had a battle for the lead when we got so distracted with this great battle. And Andrew Leach is now in the number 1 spot. What happened to Terry Crouch? We are going to have to go back in time. We're missing half the race trying to do this, but you would have seen it over there in the picture-in-picture as I missed it. He's all the way back fighting with Joa at this point for 3rd.
Did you make it by, Andrew?
Shaun, I'm right behind Andrew Leach. Yeah. Had some trouble with a lap car.
Okay, we're going to get back to that live in a moment. Here it is, the battle for the lead, and Terry on that left-hander just took it way too hot. Let's go back live. That's what happened to Terry. And let's go ahead and look for John Hill. John Hill trying to close the gap on Andrew Leach, and it looks like Terry, once again in pursuit, got by Joe Antonio back into 3rd. That is our running order right there. Andrew Leach, John Hill, Terry Crouch, and Joe Antonio. Terry, one of the fastest guys here. And the only reason he wasn't my automatic pick, and we joke with Terry a little bit behind the scenes about this, but Terry, very, very fast, but still not always doing all that well in a crowd. As we watch Andrew Leach and Mr. Consistency, John Hill, now creeping in to position, running in 2nd, closing the gap on Andrew Leach, getting faster with each lap. John Hill is in that Spec Racer Ford. Awesome race going on, you guys. Lap 17 of 28. Winner takes the trophy. You know, I talked if Clymer win, it would save me a ton on shipping. If John Hill wins, I don't even have to ship the thing. I can just give it to him.
Fix!
Terry's really coming on strong.
I'm just
like
a yo-yo.
Leach said enough is enough, and he dropped the hammer. And Terry Crouch is just not giving up. He is absolutely the fastest guy on the track. And he's now clawing his way back towards John Hill. What an amazing effort by Terry. You know, if he can time these runs, he easily could win this race. As he now comes up, he ran a 23:04.7 on his last lap time by lap 18 of 28 laps. John Hill holding his line nicely. Terry looking to the outside as they go side by side into 2. John Hill having the inside advantage, but it looks like he kind of gave way. Let Terry, who's going very fast, you get that kind of closing rate, it's kind of hard to put up a whole lot of fight. As Terry Crouch now, once again, back into 2nd place. Andrew Leach has just got to be thinking to himself, what do I have to do to get rid of this guy? As Joa Antonio getting quicker with each lap, it seems, also now getting close to John Hill. Lots of great racing going on in our top 4 positions here as we watch live. But why don't we tune back and see what's going on in that battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Clymer up to 5th, so he's made some progress. Brandon Skinner is now still fighting with Anthony Morano Jr. for 6th, and it looks like Morano's now into 6th. Skinner back to 7th. And let's go ahead and look through the rest of our grid real quick while we can. Grant Henderson running in 8th. There he is. Currently running in 10th spot is Leif Helberg. Not sure what happened to 9th. That could have been in all of our shuffle. Devin Booth currently running in 11th. Running in 16th place is Kenneth Estep. Phil Scrutton running in 12th. Rick Hyde running in 13th place. Troy Tyner currently running in 17th. Kelly Bronstater in 14th place. Sorry, these are out of order. I just want to make sure we get to see everybody out there on track. Lonnie Jameson running in 15th. And there is our leader, Andrew Leach. You've been watching him in the picture-in-picture. That stayed with the leader the whole time in this race, even if I missed the action on the big screen. We now are on lap 19 of 28. That, by my count, should be about 10 laps to go in this event. Winner take all, the first Simpit Patron Trophy of the year 2020. 2 of these being made, one for the winner, one here to be kept at the studios to remember the winner of our January Patron race, which right now it's a dogfight. It's too soon to tell. I don't know who's going to win this one. Andrew Leach leading the way in first. Terry Crouch in second. Not gaining any momentum, but now we have a great battle for third, heating up between John Hill and Joa Antonio. And this could end up playing
Andrew,
a
after
huge
this
factor.
turn, I'll let you through.
Because if Terry and...
Actually, I'll let you through now.
Somebody's letting somebody through. That's certainly not John Hill letting Joa Antonio through. Not for third spot, he isn't. As, oh, a car off track. I don't believe that's one of our leaders, so we shouldn't have any problem there. That was Lonnie Jameson, 14th. He might have just been getting out of the way at that point in time. Climber, despite a big dent in the front, despite all sorts of activity and being all over our grid, is currently running in 5th, so relatively good day by him. Brandon Skinner running in 6th. Now getting back ahead of Morano. These two have been going at it for lap after lap after lap. Great job by them. Grant Henderson, despite all that damage, is now part of that threesome. That didn't sound right, did it? 8th place for Grant, 7th place for Morano, and 6th place for Brandon Skinner. We were looking for our 9th place driver, and there's Leif Helberg, who is being scored in 9th. Now being scored in 10th is Devin. So somebody in our top 10 dropped back, it looks like.
I believe it was
That would have been Mr. Payne.
Oh, Mr. Payne. Where is Mr. Payne? Mr. Payne has disconnected. Yep, that's exactly what went on. Thank you for that update, Phil. And let's go ahead and go back to our leader, Andrew Leach. Leading the way. You know, all this, I'm not going to say a word during the F1 race, or F3 race.
I got tired of being pushed aside,
I'm going to be all talky out, so expect a quiet one there. Andrew Leach leading the way. The gap is 1.4 seconds back to Terry Crouch. John Hill 3 seconds back, and Joa Antonio 3.4. So one of the best battles on the track right now is John Hill and Joa Antonio.
Jesus Christ, bro.
For that third position, John Hill doing a good job, and Joa just figuring out what to do. John Hill's running quick, ran a 23.886 last time by, and it seems like Joa's running very similar lap times, and doesn't look like he's quite being held up as much as not just able to really lay down a good move and get by. It is very difficult to pass. There are only a few spots where you can really pass, but there are a lot of spots for the other driver to make a mistake. That wouldn't be a hard thing to wait for. Consistency, though, waiting for John Hill to make a mistake.
All right.
You can wait a lot of laps, a lot of time before that's going to happen. Safest driver of the year, Lionheart 2019, John Hill running third place.
Stay the fuck away from Brandon.
And it looked like our leaders had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic there. I try to get my camera in position. There it is. The gap is really closed up. Oh! Terry Crouch almost puts 2 wheels off, but he keeps them on.
What do you think about John Hill?
No, I hit too much of the curb.
And you hear some driving. Oh, something might have happened to John Hill.
You cursed him.
Joa Antonio has gotten by.
He curb stomped himself.
There is John Hill. Let's go back in time. What happened to John Hill? Mr. Consistency. Did I jinx him? Going into 1. all alone. Little curb
Thank you,
hop.
Ken.
And he goes around and up into the cow fence. Oh, that too bad for John Hill. So I'm not sure how many spots he has lost, but that is a good time to go back to our lead, which was heating up for a moment. And I believe Terry got so close to 2 wheels off that he probably had to back out. And so that gap might have actually increased this time by. It was down to 0.9 tenths of 1 second on the last time by. This time at the line, we're at 1.3 seconds. So yeah, that mistake, I'm not sure if that was the mistake, but that definitely played an impact in the distance there. Lap 23 of 28. So it is getting down to crunch time, or towards the end of the race. As I hydrate and make sure things go well. So right now the gap is about as big as we've seen. Certainly as the laps trick by. Andrew Leach leading the way. Terry Crouch in second. And Joe Antonio in third, doing everything he can. Now John Hill's out of the way. We'll have to see what kind of lap times he runs and if he can close up the gap. And if a battle develops between those top two, you never know what can happen. We'll have to keep our eye on that gap, and then we'll look through the rest of the field as we prepare for the closing laps in this race. Andrew Leach, last time by, ran a 22.937. We'll have to see what kind of lap time he runs here as we get to begin.
You scared the shit out of me getting in there. You were late as hell. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. No contact.
Good.
And 23.541, so a little reduction in speed. And that gap now is 1.5, so Terry Crouch was going no fast. I wonder, we're coming up on some significant amount of laps for these cars here. I wonder if tire wear is becoming a factor.
Feels that way to me.
Feels like it. Yeah, a little bit. Driver wear might be.
She not stopping.
What do you know? So we'll have to see what kind of impact it has on the drivers. Joe Antonio ran a 23.3 that last time by, compared to Terry Crouch with a 23.7 and Andrew Leach with a 23.5. So Joe Antonio right now running faster than first or second position on that last lap. John Hill is in fourth, getting by a lapped car there. That was Troy Tyner just giving way, getting out of the way. And David Clymer climbing his way. He's still in fifth, but climbing his way ever closer to John Hill after that mistake. Morano seems to have gotten a bit of a gap over Brandon Skinner. Morano running in sixth and Skinner running in seventh. But Devin Booth moving up another spot into eighth, and Skinner gets a little crazy sideways on that right-hander. Devin Booth looking for a way through, but there's just not much to work with in these left-right combinations here at Summit Point. Brandon Skinner still holding that seventh spot down. Devin Booth trying to work his way up. Big comeback from Devin. He is quite a way back. Looking to the inside, going into the final corner. And it looks like Brandon Skinner just kind of gives way a little bit. Devin Booth moving up into seventh.
Thanks, Kelly.
As we watch that live. Brandon Skinner in eighth. Grant Henderson now running in ninth. Still running, I should say. Leif Hellberg running in 10th. And we'll do the rest manually. Phil Scrutton running in 11th place. Rick Hyde in 12th place. Kelly Bronstater, last one on the lead lap, in 13th. Lonnie Jameson, one lap down, running in 14th. You see Phil Scrutton going by on the outside, actually, down into turn one. Lonnie just giving way there. Kenneth Estep running in 15th. 2 laps down. Troy Tyner still running 16th place, 3 laps down, and David Payne is currently out of the race. Let's go back to the lead lap, 25 of 28. And something happened at Andrew Leach in our absence. We are going to have to go back in time. Once again, what happened to our leader, Andrew Leach, while we were away? You guys saw it in the picture-in-picture. I missed it.
Tires are having trouble now. I was pushing to fucking catch up to you guys. Now I'm fucking having troubles.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be slowing down on their time. I'm picking it up.
Somebody spun in front of us, too.
Whoa.
There it is. There it is. Going into that heavy left-hander. There goes Terry Crouch by. Joa Antonio goes by. He flips it around nicely and comes back in third. What action did I just miss? Who was that?
I was trying to over under, and poor Brandon got pushed. I'm gonna wait for him though.
That's all right. I'm greasy with the tires.
This moment between Brandon Skinner and Devin Booth. Brandon wasn't done. Oh, he got crisscrossed up. Goes all the way around. Little tank slapper moment. Great save by Brandon Skinner. Devin Booth takes over that position. All right, let's go back to our leader. Now is Terry Crouch after that moment. Those tires being a huge factor. Terry Crouch, 23-1 last time by. Joe Antonio up to second.
I'll take 10.
Ran a 23-9. And there is Kelly running in 13th. And there is Andrew Leach currently running in third. John Hill in fourth. David Clymer in fifth. And that is Anthony Morano running in sixth.
Oh no, Brandon, no.
Grant Henderson got by because Devin Booth
You're good.
gave way.
Okay, Devin,
Grant
go ahead.
Henderson with all that damage running in seventh. Good job, Grant.
Thanks,
Just holding
bro.
things
Appreciate
together there.
Now I gotta worry about Phil.
And there is Terry Crouch now with a pretty good-sized lead. 4 seconds over Joa Antonio last time by. This time, 1,000, 2,000 as we wait for our count.
You're not getting away from me, Skinner.
And 4.1, I must have missed it. 4.1 last time by. Was I not live?
They say to look forward, but when Phil's behind me, I look back too much.
And there is Terry. Terry, I believe Terry was sitting on the pole and had all sorts of trouble. Has been all the way back to as far back as third, fourth.
Okay, you're doing rally line. I'm doing rally line too.
Place.
I went back to 12th on lap 2
And
because
now
I spun
up
out.
to the lead. Seems like tire factor's been a big factor in this one.
Ice driving now.
As we are now on the final lap, Terry Crouch leading by a pretty good margin, 4.3 seconds. Joa Antonio in second. Andrew Leach in third. John Hill in fourth. David Clymer closing the gap into fifth on the final lap. And it looks like most things have sorted their way out. Now we do have a battle between Brandon Skinner and Phil Scruton for our final top 10 position. But we go back to Terry Crouch in the lead halfway through the final lap. Looking good, Terry, after a great day. Showing some rough moments in the race and then coming back in the second half and nailing lap after lap and showing to be one of the most consistent drivers on worn-out tires. Great drive by Terry Crouch as he goes through the twisty sections for the final time. He pretty much could just get out and push the car with the gap he has over Joe Antonio as he goes through the twisty sections for the final time. Terry Crouch going through the final corner. The winner of the first of the Simpit 2020
Well done,
Simpit
Terry.
Patron Races.
Damn it, Phil.
The winner of the inaugural Simpit and Customized Trophy, Terry Crouch, winning the race. Great job, Terry. Joe Antonio finishing in second. Andrew Leach finishing in third.
Nice race, John.
Coming in fourth place is John Hill with David Clymer getting ever so close, but finishing in fifth.
I should have pushed for
Coming
six.
in sixth, Anthony Morano Jr. Coming to the line in sixth. Seventh place, Grant Henderson.
I don't
Heath
like this,
Helberg
Phil.
coming in eighth. Devin Booth up to ninth spot. And our final top 10 position, fighting to the line. Brandon Skinner going to be able to hold off Phil Scruton, who finishes
That was a
in
good battle,
11th.
man. That was a great battle.
That was fun.
Rick
race,
Hyde should be able to bring it home in 12th place. Kelly Bronstater, I believe, will be scored in 13th. Lonnie Jameson in 14th. Kenneth Estep in
How many times I gotta
15th.
ask
Troy
you not to do
Tyner, 16th place.
I didn't hear a
David
thing.
Payne finishing in 17th. Chris Phillips and Michael Hammett finishing off our grid. So, once again, I want to congratulate Terry Crouch.
Oh,
There he is. Let's get a better shot of Terry and his car there.
that was a fun race.
Yeah, it was
a
really fun to
race.
watch.
Sorry, Brandon. No, I would have given it back if he didn't get tangled with Phil. That was what made me stop.
No, that's all good.
See, Terry, you can win.
It's pushing for 6th.
Well,
so
yeah,
we're
as
doing
long
good.
as
I'm
I
happy with
spin
that.
out on 2, it snapped on me, dropped back to like 12th, and then getting everybody's way. Sorry.
Yeah, I freaking caught the curb on 2nd or 3rd lap.
There he is. There's a good shot. Oh, except I am covered up by the...
You didn't catch me, Climber.
What's that?
Great win, Terry.
said you didn't
Fucking
catch
job,
me.
brother.
No, I took
Yeah,
much
it was.
damage
Thanks,
from the
guys.
crash on lap 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Great win, Terry.
I got loads of damage lap 2.
So Terry
Try not
Crouch
to
wins.
find the
We
back
are
of
going to put
John.
his name on this trophy. I'll be contacting Terry about sending this to him immediately.
Sorry about that echo,
immediately.
Climber.
Congratulations,
It's all
Tim. Congratulations to all the guys on a really good race. It was a lot of fun to watch for me. Joe Antonio finishing in 2nd, Andrew Leach in 3rd, John Hill in 4th, and David Clymer rounding out our top 5. Morano, Henderson, Hellberg, Booth, and Skinner round out our top 10 after 28 fantastic, exciting laps of racing. So real quick, before we move on, I want to do a drawing live here on the show. So let's go ahead and bring up... Here we go. You can see here, I've gone to random.org.
Calendar somewhere, right? I'm sure it's in the email.
And if you go to our patron on Simpit on Patreon, you'll see all of our different tiers. And everybody who's part of our $5 and up tier gets an entry into this, with higher tiers getting more entries. You can see I've put a list of all of our entries, which in total, including all the double and triple entries, is 124 entries. And we are now going to go here and generate a number and pick a winner of the Simpit.
How does a friend of mine drive
t-shirt.
this thing?
So here we go. Here we go. Number 1. What the heck? That's near impossible. But it is. I trust random.org. I've used them 1,000 times. Number 1, David Clymer. David Clymer wins the Simpit t-shirt. Terry Crouch wins the Simpit trophy after an amazing, wonderful day. Again, I want to reiterate, the reason we are here today is because it's for me to give something back to these guys. These guys, the Simpit Patron Group, are a big part of why this show has continued to grow and, in my opinion, get better as we move into DIYs and more videos. We've really taken shape. We've built a community where we have a lot of fun together.
Oh, that's funny.
And all of that is
I've been
a big part of
practicing with this thing, so I just
that's why
looped it
we're
on the
here.
grass, grab first gear instead of going more reverse.
And Chris, I don't
It
know when to
stops
be
and starts
quiet,
accelerating
Phillips.
like nobody's business. But I can't keep...
Chris, you're talking over the stream.
Oh, sorry.
This is about random stuff, but okay. Okay, anyway, I was just thanking you
Nothing
guys
new.
for everything
I
you
thought
do.
the race was done.
And making the show that much better all the time.
Race is done. Stream's not.
So, all right, I just disconnected from that for a minute so I can close things out. As much as I want to thank them, I'm going to go back and thank them personally, but right now that was a little too crazy. I just want to, again, the Simpit Patron Group is really helped me so much tremendously since we built it. These guys are the ones who are constantly giving me great ideas, suggestions for things that we can do on the show. Things we can do differently, the way we can do it. They've helped me troubleshoot endless problems. They've helped me upgrade our equipment here at the show, including the 3D printer, which is how we got the idea to even start making trophies or doing these DIY pieces. It's all part of this patron team, and what they've done behind the scenes for me is just tremendous. The support the show gets, the community we built, touches my heart. And I every day think, what more can I do to give back to these guys, because they give me so much. This race and doing one each month, taking the time to build this trophy and put Terry's name on it and send it to him, put one on the studio here to remember it by, is just the smallest of things that I can do to pay these guys back for what they've done for me. Amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, it was so much fun to be here broadcasting them, making them the star of today's show. I do need to bring this one to the close because I have 1 hour to eat and change the studio around and get my head around being in an F3 race, which I'll be streaming on both channels simultaneously as well as soon as I can get back on the air, at 1 on Twitch or soon after, and probably closer to 2 on YouTube. So I'm pulling that together right now, eating lunch and trying to get into race mode instead of broadcast mode. Don't expect a lot out of me. My voice is already a little harsh. We'll hydrate some more, but I'll probably be all focus. I haven't turned enough practice laps, so it should be fun. F3 car. I believe we're at Brands Hatch, right? I think we're at Brands Hatch. Should be awesome. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. YouTube, Twitch, we're going to sign off of both simultaneously. Once again, thanks to all of the guys behind the scenes. You're going to see their names in the credits here. Thank you to all of them for being part of this show and really making the Simpit community one of the best in all of sim racing, in my opinion. Thanks for being here. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the race. On the track.
Thank you.